Most Americans still think everything is fine. They go to work, pay their bills, scroll through their phones, and everything feels normal. But behind the scenes, a silent crisis is growing. A problem so big, so hidden, that it could quietly change the way Americans live, work, and even save their money. America's national debt is now over $38 trillion. And the world is starting to ask a question no one wants to hear. Can the U.S. really pay it back? This isn't tomorrow's problem. It's already here, and it's already affecting you. You might not notice it yet. Stores are open. Markets still move. Paychecks still arrive. Life continues, at least on the surface. But history has taught us that the most dangerous financial shifts don't happen overnight. They creep in, slowly, quietly, while people adapt and convince themselves that everything is under control. Confidence fades, not because of panic, but because of doubt. For decades, the United States has been different from any other country in the world. Not just another economy competing globally, but the anchor. The dollar became the world's reserve currency. U.S. government debt was treated as the safest investment on the planet. Whenever uncertainty spread across the globe, capital flowed toward America, not away from it. That trust wasn't given lightly. It was earned over generations through growth, innovation, productivity, and institutions that worked. It allowed the country to borrow cheaply, run deficits, and delay tough decisions without immediate consequences. But trust is fragile. It must be maintained. And today, that trust is under strain. $38 trillion in debt is a number so enormous it feels almost unreal. Yet behind it is a simple truth. America is borrowing faster than its economy can handle. Every year, the government spends more than it earns, covering the gap with borrowing. That system only works as long as the world believes the U.S. can manage its obligations without weakening the currency. The problem isn't just the size of the debt, it's the cost of carrying it. Interest rates are higher than they have been in years, and that single shift changes everything. The government is now spending massive amounts just to pay interest. Money that doesn't improve roads, doesn't build infrastructure, doesn't create jobs, and doesn't strengthen the future. It simply keeps the system alive. And when debt reaches this level, confidence is the most valuable asset. Without it, borrowing becomes expensive, and expensive borrowing accelerates the problem. Credit rating agencies have started signaling the danger. These aren't political statements, they are risk assessments. Persistent deficits, rising interest costs, political gridlock, these are not theoretical concerns. They directly affect America's ability to manage its own finances. A downgrade doesn't mean disaster tomorrow, but it does mean the world is questioning assumptions it once took for granted. In global finance, perception is everything. Markets react not to what is, but to what could be. And around the world, this shift is visible. Foreign governments aren't abandoning U.S. assets, but they're diversifying. Treasury holdings are being reduced. Gold reserves are growing. Trade deals increasingly bypass the dollar. These moves are subtle, but they are powerful. Financial systems don't fail overnight. They weaken slowly, as enough participants quietly prepare for alternatives. For years, the U.S. assumed it could print money without real consequence. That era is over. Inflation exposed the hidden costs. Prices rose faster than wages, savings lost value, and the cost of living increased in every corner of daily life. The Federal Reserve raised interest rates to rein in inflation, but higher rates made debt more expensive, not just for businesses and households, but for the government itself. This creates a trap. Lower rates risk inflation. Higher rates increase debt costs. There is no painless option. Every choice carries consequences, and timing makes it worse. An aging population, rising healthcare costs, fewer workers supporting more retirees. These are structural pressures, not temporary problems, and they reduce flexibility just when flexibility is needed most. For everyday Americans, it doesn't feel like a crisis yet. It feels like pressure. Mortgage rates stay high. Credit cards become harder to manage. Rent consumes more of your paycheck. Job security feels uncertain. These aren't isolated struggles. They are the result of a system adjusting downward. When government debt grows unchecked, the consequences seep into daily life. Slowly, steadily, constantly. The most dangerous part is normalization. People adapt to rising costs. They adjust expectations. They work harder for the same standard of living. Struggle becomes routine, and routine hides risk. This is how economies deteriorate quietly. Decline doesn't strike like a lightning bolt. It comes like exhaustion, day after day. History shows that powerful economies don't fall from one mistake. They weaken through accumulation. Small compromises, postponed reforms, ignored warnings, all gradually reduce resilience. Each shock hits harder. Each recovery feels weaker. Eventually, the system still functions, but with less room to maneuver. That's exactly where the US is today, not on the edge of collapse, but on the edge of constraint. Complacency is the real danger. Believing growth alone will solve the problem. Assuming inflation will quietly erase debt. Thinking global demand for US assets is guaranteed. These are comforting beliefs, but they are unreliable. Capital moves towards stability, not nostalgia. And trust, once questioned, must be rebuilt deliberately. America is far from finished. It still has enormous strengths. Deep capital markets, technological leadership, innovation, and unmatched entrepreneurial energy. But strengths only matter when protected. Ignoring structural pressure doesn't preserve power, it erodes it. The future will not be decided by one dramatic moment. It will be shaped by years of choices. Whether discipline replaces denial, whether long-term stability is valued over short-term comfort. The coming years will feel tighter, more demanding, less forgiving. That doesn't mean collapse, it means adjustment. Those who see this early don't panic. They prepare. They reduce risk. They build resilience instead of relying on leverage. They understand volatility is no longer temporary. It is structural. This mindset shift is happening quietly, even if few people talk about it. Financial systems exist to support real lives. When they become too fragile to do that reliably, change is unavoidable. The question is whether it happens by choice or under pressure. America's next big problem isn't a headline waiting to break. It's already here. It's already forming, shaped by years of decisions, sustained by trust that can no longer be taken for granted. The danger isn't sudden collapse, it's slow erosion. And history is clear. In times of transition, the greatest advantage isn't wealth, power, or influence. It's awareness.